Salam guys, I hope you're well, inshallah. Today I'm going to be talking about my revert story. I know quite a lot of people have asked for this and I have made a brief one on my TikTok, but I'm just going to go into it in more depth and talk about when I was younger and how it all came about. I'm sorry if it's not all in the best order, but I'm just going to say it as it comes to my head kind of thing. So basically I'll start off with when I was younger, when my biological dad was in my life. He wasn't, I'm going to try not to say any too much bad things about him, but he wasn't the best of people. He treated my mum very, very, very badly. There was times I remember when my mum actually had left him, he would threaten to come to the house and threaten to do stuff. My mum actually had to keep knives around the house because she was so scared of him coming. There was times where he'd stand outside the house and if a window was open, he'd listen to our conversations. I have memories from when I was very young of having to leave the house quickly, and my mum's told me since that she used to have to say oh, we have to race to Nanny and Granddad's house, but that was actually when he was threatening to come. He just really wasn't a very nice person. He did pass away in 2016, so may Allah forgive him and grant him Jannah, but yeah, he wasn't a believer or anything, but yeah, so he did pass away in 2016. But that's just a bit of a background on how he was as a person. I don't want to go into it in too much depth. There is more, but it's never good to talk bad on anyone. So there's where the relationship wasn't really there with me and him, and why it was such an amazing thing of my mum to do by getting rid of him, and yeah, him being out of my life altogether. I think he did try to keep contact up until probably I was about 7. I think I saw him on and off, but I think the last time that I saw him, me and my mum were at the shops and I saw him and I hid behind her. It was proper not a good relationship. And after that, he kind of just forgot anyway. He has enough other kids that he didn't really do much for either, but yeah, he didn't really care. But then, alhamdulillah, that's when my dad came into my life. So just for clarity, if you hear me talking about my dad in the future and you want to know what I'm talking about, because obviously some people get confused, if I'm talking about my biological dad, I'll call him Dave because that's his name. And if I'm talking about my dad who's brought me up since I was a baby and who I'm so lucky to have and who has done everything for me since I was about 1.5, 2, I'll say dad because he's my dad to me. I know there's been a lot of comments about, oh, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this. That's what I've done. He is my dad. There was a time that was so special when he actually became my dad. I used to call him Tawit because his name's Tariq and I couldn't pronounce his name properly, but there was a time when we went on holiday. I can't remember where we were, but we were in the sea, and you know when you play that game where the kid bounces to their mum and dad's knees in the sea kind of thing, and apparently when I went to him, I was like, daddy, and that was the most special moment for him. My dad's been through a lot in his life, and he's absolutely amazing. I can't even begin to tell you guys how amazing he is, but he literally left all of his life before and what he was doing and how he lived his life and decided to become my dad at the age of about 21. So it's a much stronger story than people would understand. So people, when they come to me and say, oh, you shouldn't say it like this, you shouldn't really call him, that is my dad, period. There's nothing that anyone can say that will change that. He said before that I was his angel and I changed his whole life, and he said that he spoke to Allah about it at the time, and it's much deeper than you guys would like to think. So yeah, if anyone wants to say anything like that, please don't, because it's none of your business, and that is my dad and I love him so much, and alhamdulillah, I'm so lucky for him. So yeah, where Islam came in, obviously my mum had always kind of believed in something, but she just didn't know what. When she was younger, she's always believed in something, but all my family on her side are atheists. They don't want to hear it when it comes to religion at all, which is fine, that's down to them. But my mum's always felt something in her heart for religion. So obviously when she met my dad and she started learning about Islam, but she had no real she had no connection to Islam beforehand. She'd never learnt about it, she'd never looked into it. She realised how beautiful it was and she reverted quite quickly. This is where it comes in for me, where I'm not quite sure, and even my mom, who I did my shahada with last year, is not quite sure about where I stand, if I was already a Muslim, if I am a revert, because I was so young. And Islam was always introduced to me. It was never pushed upon me. I was never told to be Muslim. My heart just just went towards Islam. You know, I learned about Christianity in school. I was really into RS, so I learned about all religions, but Islam has always been like where my heart has been, and I've always thought about Allah, like even before taking my Shahada when I wasn't practicing. So it's difficult for me to know if I have always been a Muslim or if I'd been a Muslim from when I actually took my Shahada, because obviously for the first, you know, few years of my life I wasn't brought up with Islam. But like I say, I've always felt it in my heart so deeply. Even before I'd taken my Shahada, when I wasn't practicing, if anyone had asked me my religion, I would say I'm Muslim, because that's what I've always felt in my heart. But last year my friend was actually taking her Shahada, because she learned about Islam through me and other people, and I thought to myself, wait, I haven't actually taken my Shahada, like I'm just going to do it, because I don't know, you know, if I'm even counted as a Muslim. And I wanted to start practicing, and I've always prayed on and off with my family. I've always fasted during Ramadan. I've always celebrated Eid, but I just wanted to make sure, and I have my certificate and everything, that I am a Muslim. So yeah, ever since then I've been praying 5 times a day. I put on the hijab about 3 months ago. I feel like that's when things really have changed for me, when I started wearing the hijab. I feel so much more at peace, so much more protected. A lot of people like to say, oh, you're oppressed, you're wearing this for a man. Like, no, I'm not. No one in my family wears the hijab apart from me. Like my aunties, my mum, I'm the only one. I decided to do myself. My dad had never even mentioned it to me. Like I explained in my other video, I genuinely just felt in my heart that I wanted to put it on for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also I just wanted to show people that I am Muslim, because, you know, like I said, I am white, I don't look the most Muslim of people, so I want to show people that I'm Muslim and show that I'm so proud of it, because honestly I'm so proud to be Muslim. Like, it's my favorite thing. It's the first thing that I talk about to people. Like, even before I'd taken my Shahada, before I started practicing, you know, I'd always been studying and learning about other religions too, so that I can compare the both. And that would always be a point of conversation. Like, always the first thing that I'd bring up when I meet new people, you know, is Islam. So it's always been properly ingrained in me, and that's probably originally because of how amazing my dad is and how strong my dad is and how much I look up to him, and inshallah I can be more like him when I'm older, because he's just so amazing and so selfless, and yeah, I just love him so much, the same way as my mum is. If my mum's watching this, mummy, I love you more than anything. But yeah, when it comes to Islam, yeah, that was definitely probably my biggest influence. And also, when you also look into Islam, that's when you get the biggest influence from the Quran and learning about what a beautiful religion it is, which is why it frustrates me so much when I get these ignorant comments from these people that think they know about Islam, but they haven't even looked into it, and they call us brainwashed. But at the end of the day, they're believing something that they have literally read online in the media. Who trusts the media? But we've actually gone to the book and learnt from the original source, so how could we ever be brainwashed when we know the real truth to Islam, you know? So yeah, that's my revert story. I took my Shahada with my friend last year. We both did it together, which was really beautiful. And yeah, since then I've been practicing, and I'm so excited for Ramadan this year, because like I say, I've always kind of fasted and done Ramadan and celebrated Eid, but I feel like this year is going to be so much different, because I'm actually going to like put my all into it, and inshallah it will be amazing and I'll be the best that I can be. And I really want to make sure that my whole family together really celebrates Eid like as much as we can, because it's such, you know, a beautiful time for us Muslims, and I'm so excited for it. So inshallah we all make it to Ramadan and get to celebrate Eid with our families. But yeah, I thought I'd just make this quite short and just like a quick explanation of how it all came about. No disrespect to my biological father or any of my brothers and sisters on his side, it's just how things played out. You know, he wasn't the nicest of people, and that's just the way it played out. And alhamdulillah that it did plan out like that, and I met my dad and I have the family that I have now, because without them I would literally be a mess. Like, I don't know what I would do without them, especially at this point in my life. Without them, you know, I would be lost. So yeah, that's how it all came about. Alhamdulillah, it came about like that. Oh, and another point to put in, I know a lot of people know this because of my TikTok, but my brother Declan, who is from my biological dad's side, he has a different mum to me. He is actually a Muslim. He reverted, I think, when he was very young, like 13, early teens. I think he hung around with some Muslims, and he reverted, which is so crazy that me and him both turned out to be Muslim. It's something that I think Dave would hate that we both ended up being Muslim. But yeah, I think it's so beautiful, and he's starting to practice more, and he has a beautiful daughter, Arabella, who I can't wait to meet, inshallah, after the whole lockdown. And yeah, I feel so blessed to have them as well, and inshallah I'll be teaching her to pray and all that sort of stuff when I meet her, and I'm so excited. He's already asked me. But yeah, so things really work out in a strange way, and obviously Allah is the best of planners, and the way that my life has turned out, you know, I only have him to thank for my dad, for my mum, for such a supportive, amazing family, and for Islam. I'm so lucky to have been chosen to come to Islam. Honestly, it makes me so happy. But yeah, guys, that's all I really wanted to say. That's all the story really was. But thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and please, if you have any money, even £1, it would mean the world if you could go to the link in the description and give anything you can to our Muslim brothers and sisters who are struggling so much right now in Palestine. I'm trying to raise money for 50 families to get them through to the end of this winter. Obviously it's been terrible for them with coronavirus as well, so if we can all get together and help them, that would be absolutely amazing, because if it was our brothers or sisters going through this right now, we know how much we'd be doing for them, so we should do the same for our brothers and sisters in Islam. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and thank you for watching again. Bye.